Hey everybody, it is Catherine. Hello. Where are my sleepyheads out there on the East Coast? It's 8:45 where you are. And my friends across the pond, it's very early in the morning where you are. But we'll see who jumps on live. Either way, hashtag replay. So I wanted to take this opportunity to jump on. I haven't been doing many lives lately, and I miss them, truth be told. I enjoy speaking to you. I wanted to be outside, but it's cold here. It's cold here in Tahoe. It's uncharacteristically cold for end of June, early July, and it's loud outside because it's Friday night. There's a lot of people in town, so I'm inside, soon to go outside. We are at the jumping off point for July. Whew, this month has got some stuff in store for us, but I don't want anybody to panic. Hi, Mike. I don't want anybody to freak out. There's no need to add to any of the chaos that many of you are already feeling already. What I really believe in is that you always have one thing that you're completely in control over. Yes, energies are really intense, absolutely. But what I really believe and what I try to impart to you is that we always have control over our inner reality. We always have the ability to respond to what's going on outside of us instead of reacting, right? So what I like to be able to do is give you, sometimes I talk about stuff that's kind of nebulous, esoteric, it's kind of out there, it feels woo-woo, whatever you want to call it. But I'm always going to give you very practical, tangible tips and tricks and techniques to help you, have this information land with you in a way that makes sense and to help you move through these energies with a lot more grace and ease and flow. And one of the things that I really, 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 really would like you to understand is that there's a lot of intense energies going on. We're already starting to feel them kind of snowball. We've got, we're soon to have 5 planets in retrograde. I think we have got, Neptune, Saturn, Pluto, Jupiter, and those are going on for at least, a month, a couple months more, depending on each planet. And then Mercury goes retrograde on the 7th. We are in the throes, or will soon to be in the throes of eclipse season. So we've got 2 eclipses in July. We've got a full solar eclipse on the 2nd with a new moon. And we have a partial lunar eclipse that is coming up, I think, on the 16th of July when we have the full moon. So, yeah, there's a lot going on. And as above, so below. So if there is a lot of converging celestial energy up above, we're going to feel it down here because we are made of stardust, people, whether you want to believe it or not, whether that sounds airy-fairy to you or not, entirely up to you, take it as you will. But we are composed of the same material of stardust. We are of the cosmos, we are of the universe. So whatever we feel that is up there and feels very far removed from us, believe me, we have our own different interpreted, tangible kind of way of feeling these energies down here that are very unique to us. Hello, everyone who's joining. I can't always see everyone who's here, but I see there's a couple peeps. So what I want to express to you that I think is the most important takeaway for July is to just address this right off the bat, because a lot of you are going to feel this way, and that is that you're going to feel tested this month. You're going to feel like the universe is working your last good nerve. You're going to feel like your family, your friends, people who you communicate with on a regular basis are going to be, really trying on your patience. Your kids, your coworkers, your family, your mom, your dad, it doesn't matter who it is, the people you communicate with most. Anything that is needing to be resolved communication-wise between you guys, that's going to get hashed out this month. Anywhere you are planning something big, just be prepared to put your ducks in a row, have a plan B. A lot of people, when they feel like Mercury retrograde is coming, like, don't plan anything big, don't sign any contracts, blah, blah, blah. That's bullshit, okay? The best thing you can do, because then you feel powerless against those energies and you're giving something over to, negate the power of your experience and give something over to something that is outside of you that really doesn't have any power of you, but the way you interpret that connection with things happening outside of you can make you feel powerless at times. But that's an illusion, and that's something that you opt in for. That is not the case. But it's true that these energies do lend something to confusion, miscommunication, mislaid plans, kind of messed up ideas about things. Things aren't properly verbally communicated or even written down very well. Things do happen like that in Mercury retrograde. So you know what? Don't stop your life. Just have a plan B, have a plan C, have a plan D, okay? Prepare. Preemptive strikes will help you out the most instead of feeling like you're in the thick of all these energies and you're going down the rabbit hole and you don't know how to get yourself out. Well, just prepare yourself this month. It's going to be a wild ride. So all you need to do is just shift your focus, your attention and energy on, okay, well, what are my goals for this month? What am I desiring to do? What do I want to lay down? What do I want to complete? What do I want to lay the groundwork for? Maybe you're putting up the scaffolding for an idea that you want to put forth maybe in August or September of this year. A lot of us kind of slow down in our work in the summertime and we pick up in the fall. This is an excellent time to get things written down, flesh out those ideas that will turn into something more tangible when you're ready to launch that thing, that project, and make it tangible and real, okay? This is a great time to do planning. This is a great time for behind the scenes stuff, okay? And where you can take massive action and be ready, because you've laid all the groundwork now, you can be ready in August, September to do whatever you want to do. You're going to feel like the universe is against you. You're going to feel like you're being tested. Let's tackle this right away. The universe is never testing you. The universe doesn't test you. That implies that the universe has judgment. People have judgment. The universe does not have judgment. The universe is only and ever asking you to choose. Because as free will beings here down in this very dense planetary existence, we still have free will. Even though it feels like sometimes we're backed into a corner, you always have a choice. And anywhere you're feeling anything different, then you are agreeing to play the victim or you are agreeing to play the martyr, okay? And that's a whole other live. That's a whole other topic for a whole other live. The universe is never testing you. That implies that the universe has judgment. The universe has no judgment. People have judgment because people have ego, okay? The universe is only and ever asking you to make a choice. Because the universe, as your co-creator, is trying to figure out what it is going to send you next. So I want to make this real tangible and practical and real easy to land with you guys so you get this right where you're at, okay? So let's just say you're making some decisions. You're in a place in your life where you're making some real decisions about your life and where you're going forward. Hello to everyone who's joining. I can't always see who's here. I think Heather, Rachel, hi ladies. Thanks for being here. Let's say you're making some decisions. Okay. You're shaking some things up in your life. You're trying to move in a different direction. You're feeling confident. You've got some self-belief going on. You want to make some changes that are going to create some forward momentum in your life that'll carry you forth in a more positive way, bring a higher and better expression to you and your life as a whole. Okay, let's just say for the sake of argument, that's where you're at. And if you are, blessings. So when you make this decision, when you decide you're going to do something that you haven't done before, it feels a little scary but more exciting, and you're going ahead and you're doing this, you're going to hedge your bets a little bit at first. Okay, you're going to have this feeling like, I'm going to dip my toe in the water here and see how this feels first before I go all in, before I go full bore. That's normal. Many of us are wanting to do that when we make a big change. We just want to test the waters first, see how it feels for us, kind of try it on like we're trying on a new dress, a new suit, a new pair of pants, right? So what's going to happen, what's going to be really interesting this month, is that once you make this decision, and you take some sort of practical, tangible act, meaning you perform or you behave in some way to bring this decision into the physical. You ground it into the physical by moving forward in a way that you haven't before. Saying yes to something that you haven't said yes to before. Taking an action in your life that is going to affirm you, is very life-affirming, self-affirming for you, but you've never done it before. You're going to second guess it. That's normal, okay? But here's what the universe, as your co-creator, as your loving co-creator, co-conspirator, conspiring on your behalf to bring you all the things that you're asking for. Here's what it's going to do, and this is what it's going to look like. The second you make a declaration or a decision, something, someone, some opportunity, some event, some experience, some trigger is going to come in for you almost right on the heels of that, because that's how fast the energies are going to move this month. That's how quick and accelerated this convergence of celestial energy is going to feel for us down here. Things are going to move along really quickly. Something is going to follow right on the heels of that, where you get to make that affirmation for reals. How does that translate? I'll give you an example from my own life. I recently decided to charge more for my services. I recently decided to up the prices on some of my offerings because it was time, and because, to be quite frank, I offer a lot of value on the services, the offerings that I share with my clients, and they have a long-term ripple effect, and I need to price that accordingly, because you're not just getting a shift now, it's a shift that keeps happening. So I really needed to get on board and in alignment with the pricing on my offerings to have a real coherent energy there. So it felt really good once I did it. But being a human, and as we are, we get caught up in ego, and we get caught up in second guessing, and we get caught up in self-doubt whenever we do something new, okay? Or even if it's something we've been doing for a while, if we're doing this thing that we've been doing for a while in some new way, no matter how microscopically small, we're going to second guess it. We're going to have some self-doubt around it, okay? Because we haven't done it that specific way yet. So here's what happened. Right after I decided, like a day after, I decided to change my prices and charge more for my services and my signature package. A woman had reached out to me who'd been following me on YouTube for a while and on my podcast. And she reached out to me and said, we talked a couple of months ago about this program and whatever, I couldn't get into it then. And you did tell me at the time that the prices were going to go up on this eventually, but I just couldn't do it at the time or whatever. It doesn't really matter what the excuse was. But what she was basically asking me was, can I get that old price? And this was 3.5 months ago, people, okay? So fast action takers are always rewarded. So she was basically asking me for a discount. And she was asking me and by the way, we've had no interaction before. I don't know her. She has commented on my YouTube videos. She's never partaken in any of my courses or workshops or any of the Facebook groups that I used to have, or has purchased any service with me before. I don't know her. So basically she was asking for a discount for the sake of it because she wanted me to feel bad for her for not taking action before. Okay. And I don't know her. We have no prior relationship. And so my automatic response was, well, I was very clear at the time that the prices on this would be going up because I'm adding more value to it, and it's a more expanded offer at this point. There's a lot of value, and because the results my clients have been achieving from this, I needed to price this program accordingly, and that's what I have done. So this is the price. I do offer a payment plan. That is the only concession I can offer you at this time. Thanks for understanding. I was very clear with you before, and so that was your time to act and jump on this. And the fact that I was remaining so steadfast in my decision to maintain these prices that I had now put in play, that are now literally written on my website and in all of my promo and copy material. And I feel really good about it. I felt really strong about it. I didn't second guess after this. It just felt like this was where I was making my affirmation that was very affirming for me, very self-affirming for me, but also my declaration to the universe, my co-creator, my co-conspirator, saying, This is what is happening now. So then please send me all the people that are aligned with this decision. And there were a couple things that happened this week where I made some decisions, and right on the heels of that, I was given an opportunity to affirm that decision in another way, in another aspect. And this is how the universe is going to communicate with you this month. If you are going to make a decision that I'm going to do this now, it's going to be this way now. This is how things are going to roll from here on out, okay? When you make that declaration, be aware, be present of opportunities for you to further declare that and really kind of, let's just say, etch it in stone. Because the universe is going to follow up with you and ask you, not test you, ask you for your confirmation that, is this so? Is this how you wish it to be? And for those of you who are here, if this makes sense to you, please throw a comment in or whatever, ask a question. But mark my words, you're going to find this energy a lot, and you're going to find loops of this a lot. And it's going to be really confusing for you, even more so this month, on top of all of these converging celestial energies that are going to be really powerful, really potent, really intense this month. On top of all of this, I'm inviting you to not create additional confusion for yourself by not self-doubting, by not second-guessing, by not reneging on promises that you are making to yourself by having certain confirmations, declarations, decisions of how things are going to be. Just stick with it. Stick with it. And you will be rewarded. Trust me, because here's what happened. So that lady I told you about, who was trying to ask for a discount, and by the way, if you're one of those people that does that just asks for a discount, and you don't know that person, you have no prior relationship with that person, and you're asking a coach or, a mentor or anything for a discount, it's the same thing as walking into a restaurant that has a price fixed menu and going to the chef and saying, wow, it looks great, everything that you've put out here, you have all these courses, it smells wonderful in here, looks like you've worked really hard on all this, but here's what, I don't really feel like paying what you're asking me to pay. I want to pay this instead, okay? Not cool at all, okay? And you are undervaluing the power of your own transformation when you do that. And you are undervaluing the integrity of that coach or that mentor and everything that has taken them sometimes a lifetime to learn so that they can offer the highest and best services to you. Please don't do that. It's like walking into a hardware store and saying, you know what, I need this mallet because this tool is going to allow me to do all these things in my life. But you know what, I don't want to pay $49 for it. How about $29? How about I pay you half of what you're charging? Would you do that? I mean, seriously, it's the same thing, people. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. So please don't do that to coaches and mentors. It's just rude. So the woman that I had this conversation with, she ended up going with one of the free, I offer a lot of free things in my Member Vault website. So I referred her, I was like, for the things that you had asked me for the kind of transformation that you had asked me for, this is the program for you. This, my signature program. If you're not willing or able to pay these prices at this time, I fully understand. But here are some other things that I offer. They're really meant to be an introduction to the kind of deeper work that I do, but you might receive a lot of help from them. So I let her down easy. But right on the heels of that, of me being so clear and so strong and so convicted in my decision, I had someone sign up for my spiritual mentorship, which is almost 3 times as much as my self-study program. So that instinct that I had, that motivation, that intuitive hit that I had to act on my conviction and to be dedicated and steadfast to my original decision, I was rewarded with that almost instantly. Stick with it. Stick with it this month. It's going to be trying. It's going to be challenging. It's going to be a clusterfuck. I'm not going to say that it's not going to be that. But it's going to be a lot easier for you if you limit the confusion and the chaos of being in a place of indecision, of constantly going back and forth, sidestepping, second-guessing, reneging on the promise that you're making to yourself. Because think about it this way. When you decide to do something that you know is carrying you forward in a positive way with forward momentum in your life and is self-affirming for you, if you take that back, what are you saying to yourself? What are you saying to your energy? What are you saying to the universe? I mean, there's, let alone the heaps of unworthiness wrapped up in that, the self-negation wrapped up in that, the self-doubt wrapped up in that. But you are literally going like 5 steps forward, but then like 7 steps back, okay? Believe in yourself this month. Vow to yourself and understand this. This is very, very true. No matter what chaos, what energies are insane or crazy this month, whatever is happening outside of you, that you always have the control over your inner reality, meaning how you respond to what's going on. That power is so immovable, and no one, nothing can take that away from you unless you allow it, okay? So remember this, take this to heart this month. I want to wish you guys just so much love and peace. Be kind to yourselves. You know, this is the summertime. It's time to relax, kick back, read a good book. You know, love up on yourself as much as you can. This month is going to be a very bumpy joyride. I'm going to call it a joyride because there's going to be a lot of joy in it for you if you stick with saying yes to yourself. Don't second guess, don't self-doubt, and just enjoy the ride. You'll really, really, really have a lot of fun if you allow that for yourself, if you give yourself that permission. You can kind of step back from these energies and just be like, wow, look at everyone else freaking out, but I'm in total control. Have some fun with it, because you know what? If you can't laugh at this and what's going on, you're kind of screwed. So I want to wish you guys love and peace. Bye-bye.